Hey everybody, I am back today with a project share that I'm going to do. It's going to be a portfolio for my pickup truck. I'm going to start out using two things that I already had on hand only because I'd already been to the Dollar Tree. One of them is the chopping mats. They're $1 for a pack of 2. There's the information on that. I'm using one in this project, and I'll show you what I do with those in just a second. This is what the chopping mat looks like when you pull it out. There's 2 of them in there, and I'm just going to use one cut into 4 pieces. The idea behind this project came from me locating finally something sturdy enough that I feel like it will work well in my pickup truck. I am a Ford King Ranch F-150 lover. I have a lovely truck with leather in it. It was not brand new when we bought it, so don't anybody go, oh. We were blessed to get a good deal on a secondhand truck that was not very old, and that's the only reason we have this truck. But it has leather on the inside, and I know that my husband would appreciate it if I didn't put a lot of lace on something in the truck. Now, I did tell him I was thinking about wrapping the steering wheel in pearls. I know y'all have seen that Pinterest photo. That's what I wanted to do, but anyway. I found this. I made it myself, but it's from the fabric that I found at Walmart. This is a thicker faux leather. I want to say it looks like it's hand tooled, but of course it's not. It just looks like it is. I used it for a valance, don't know what you call the shorter ones that go up in your windows. But this was a valance in our other house. And I'd made a set of these, and I've got like 3 more of them, so I thought, I'm never going to put these up in this house, so let's use it. So I'm going to start out with what is inside of the valance and put the wrong sides together. This one measures 18 inches deep, so this part would be in the window, and so it hung 18 inches. That's how big this piece is that I'm going to use. And then I'm going to double this real quick. It's 13 inches, so it was 26 inches wide in the window. When I fold this in half, it's 13 inches now, from top to bottom, which is toward me. The idea is just like the portfolio that I made for the photo images, the fabric images. I'm going to take this in half, and my main fold is going to be down the half, but going into that halfway point, the fold there, I'm going to fold over both the left side and the right side after I put everything together in it, so that it will make all folded up this. It's just going to be a carrying bag, case, whatever you want to call it, portfolio, that I'm going to put in my truck. And this is going to house my little list of goodies here. I need envelopes of both sizes. I need thank you notes, my address, return address labels, stamps. I always am looking for post-it notes and index cards. So I got all those things out, and I have them set to the side. And I've already given this a dry run. So now let's put it together. The idea behind the plastic sheets that I have cut, not very evenly, mind you. This is just a throw together project for fun, just to make it useful. These 4 pieces, if you cut them evenly, are going to go inside each of the 4 folds of this portfolio. I have rounded, after I cut them all apart, I've rounded all of the corners off. Very simply, just start at one edge, round it, and end at the other side. And once all those are done, I'm ready to get gluing. The first thing I think I'm going to need to do, though, is determine the center of the whole piece. And at this point, everything is open and not glued. I'm going to try to crease it. I may not be able to do it that way, but I'm going to try. And along this crease line on the inside, this is where I'm going to glue. And obviously I cannot see it. Isn't that just great? Okay, plan B. 18 inches divided in half is 9 inches. So I'm going to just take a pin and mark it at 9 inches. And then I'm going to glue along that line that makes. I think I'll probably be able to do that pretty simply. I'm just going to start it at the bottom, put a straight line of glue, and then I'm going to just fold it in half and mush it down. And then repeat. What I'm doing is creating the pockets to put the plastic pieces in. And the reason I'm gluing it is so that those plastic pieces will not go back and forth and waffle around inside this. Okay, if that was 9 inches, then 4.5 makes 9. So I'm going to need to come over here at 4.5 and do the same thing on this next piece. And I'm just going to go straight up to that glue line and measure 4.5 over. I better double check I got that one on the right mark. Yeah. I'm going to turn this one, maybe y'all can see it too. I'll try that. Maybe I'm glad one of those ended up a little shorter. A little narrower than the other. That might come in handy now. And I'm going to go ahead on this side and close off this long edge all the way down. Make sure that's sealed up pretty good. Let's see if this works. There's one. It's not quite as long. These pieces are not quite as long as the 13 inches that I have down here, but I just want something solid in here to give it a little bit more stability instead of being floppy like this side is. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. On the 4.5 inch mark, which looks like it's right on that, right there. I'm just going to come in here and glue it right on that since that's 4.5 inches over. Good, that worked out well because I can see that. And I can tell this is going to take a bit of glue to put together. Get my edges straight and then smush it down. Put in this pocket. Oh, this is fun. I like how it's turning out already. And then I'm going to close off this edge for this pocket. When we moved, I did not have a clue where I was going to be putting these panels, but I brought them down to the craft room because I knew I would find a use for them at some point. In fact, I have lots of curtains down here I can use that are from my other house. Get my messed up edge cleaned up a little. I don't know about y'all, but it's pretty cool where we are. I have on my knit top today. It's a long underwear kind of a thing, and I'm thankful for it. It's nice, and it's only October in Texas. It's gone through. Oh, I was in the wrong pocket. That's why. There's that one. In Texas, it's still kind of warm, I think. It may have started to cool off a little, but I'm not sure. But I know here it is cool. Okay, here's what I've got so far. That'll fold in this way, and that'll fold in this way. And I'm thinking, which way do I want the top to be? I don't guess it's going to matter, actually. Now the next thing, since it's going to fold together like that, that'll work. But if I did it this way, that'll be the top, and it's not as creased as this one. Okay, that settled it for me. This is the inside and the bottom. The way I'm placing my stuff is going to be, I wrote a little grid out, and when I just did the dry, trying it all out before I started gluing stuff down, I was trying to figure out where I was going to put what. I've got Post-it notes here that I've got to have in my truck somewhere and not lose, because we never find them. So if I put that here, then I thought stamps could go in this little envelope with the long envelopes underneath it. And this little section, get my cheat notes out. I've switched my idea from this little piece of paper and decided to put these envelopes up here. And then I have a set of thank you notes. I'm always needing a quick thank you note, so I want those in here too. And I'm going to put those down here. I'll show you the ribbons and the felt, how I'm going to adhere everything. I wanted a small envelope, isn't that pretty, over here to hold my insurance card. I'm still not sure 100% on that. Don't know if I'm going to actually glue something like that down here or not. And then I have return address labels right here that I think I am going to just stick a piece of felt over the top. Michelle calls this a belly band. Great idea. Belly band right across there, but I'm making mine of felt. I'm not putting lace in here, but I am using pink. So that's the way that goes. Now, for the, real quick, because I did forget to do this last thing. After we slipped those plastic pieces in here, I should have told you this is where we glue this end down. And so, hopefully before everything falls out, well, let's get that done. I should have thought that, but I forgot. And this is a real quick project. Y'all can run with this. It's going to be Christmas soon, and y'all have lots of gifts, I'm sure, to make. I don't do Christmas. I've discussed that before in one of my videos. So I don't do Christmas. I don't do Halloween. I don't do Easter. I don't do any of that mess, y'all. If you want to know more, private message me. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I do still, though, believe what the Bible says, that Jesus was born of a virgin and that he rose from the dead. Okay. Make sure I didn't need that piece that I just dropped. I thought on the felt pieces here and here, for the post-it notes and my thank you notes, I was going to make a little pocket. And I decided to do so. I'm going to take the bottom two edges of the pocket and I'm just going to glue each of the corners together like this. A little bit on each corner down here at the bottom to make the corners pop out. I'm going to match those sides up. So that they'll pop up and make, if it will dry together, make a corner pocket. I see I didn't get that adhered here either. I guess you have to really squeeze those shut on this one. I'm using pink felt. I always mix up those two words. Oh, there it goes. It just needed to dry. I had to go dig this out somewhere. It took me a little while to find it. And I think if I just glued these edges down around my post-it notes, they are going to stay in there when this thing is closed up. So I am just simply going to do that. But I want it to be kind of snug around the post-it notes, you know what I mean, so that it will hold those in there. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Maybe. I never seem to have what I need in my truck. And if I know it's in there and exactly where it's at, I can generally eventually locate it, but that doesn't mean it's, you know, available to me right when I need it. So I hope this will be, I hope we can find it. That would be the other thing. I'll just slide up under his seat or something and we can't get to it. Especially if I put an insurance card in there. Officer, I'm sure it's here. It's just under the seat of the car. Officer, can you reach up under there and get that, please? I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, in college we had the joke, you know, ossifer. Because if we ever got pulled over, I would be so tongue-tied and scared that I'd probably end up saying ossifer instead of officer. And that's always, thankfully, not happened. But it has been in my mind that it could happen, so if I ever get pulled over, I'm not going to say officer. I'll just say yes, sir. Okay. Maybe I can get away with a little bit of lace around there, huh? Okay, I left the plastic on here on purpose, just so if it got stuck, I'd be able, and it did right there. So now I'll be able to take that off. Okay, on this part, note cards. I like note cards in my truck because I use them when I'm shipping stuff. I use it like as a return address thing sometimes, or just the main address. I'm always needing note cards and always forgetting note cards. And I thought about taking some seam binding and adhering the seam binding to the portfolio and then just tying, see how much I need, tying the cards in here with a bow. So that's what I'm going to do. But I need a little more. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I haven't eaten in quite a while, and I know I need to hurry and do that. I'm diabetic, so I need to probably go eat soon. But I think that is actually exactly where it's going to go. Right there. And I want to do this. I want to glue this down without anything in it, so that I don't adhere a card to that ribbon by accident. And so I'm going to do all of them that way that I used this idea for. Yeah, that does come through the seam binding, y'all. The glue does come through, so make sure you keep that in mind. More likely than not, I'll tie this wrong, upside down or something like I did this one. But I'm going to give it a shot on camera, trying to tie a bow, which we know I cannot do. Yep, I was right. Oh, there it goes. And I'll leave it this way. Okay, there's that one. And for what I'm doing, this is going to be great. Okay, so the same idea down here. Which means I'm going to have to undo a bow. Let me find the center. And I'm going to glue that down. And that'll work well right there. This is just a quick idea, y'all. Y'all don't have to watch me do this whole thing, but you got the idea. Run with it. Go through your stash of curtains and valances. I don't know how to say that thing. Valance, whatever they are. Whoop, that'd be hot. See what you can find and reuse it. And I've noticed too that at garage sales and stuff, y'all, you can get curtains and sheets and things like that for dirt cheap. Especially those church sales and stuff. See, I've just got to see how that worked. It worked! Yay! Okay, I will never need to buy an envelope at the post office again. As long as I remember to refill this if I need them. I could probably add a few more to this. And I'm hoping I don't have to undo these bows ever. I can just refill it the way it is. Before it empties out, you know, put some more in. Anyway, there's that idea. Next, I've got this little blank spot up here, so y'all can do whatever on that little blank spot that y'all can come up with. I'm going to put some stamps in this little envelope, and I'll probably decorate the envelope. I didn't get any pretty paper out to do that with. We'll pretend I have already adhered it with pretty paper on it. I'm going to have to go back and find something to do that with. Same idea over here. It's a pretty envelope. If I decide to use it, I'll adhere it. This is the same idea as these two. We're just going to put the ribbon on here, and I'm just going to be done with this. And then this is going to be the exact same idea as I did for the Post-it notes. Just crimp the corners on it and put it in there. This is the little belly band, and I'm going to real quick just do it because it's ready to go. A little bit of glue on each side. I may not need it quite that wide. I'll probably come back and embellish this just a little bit, like I said, with a few pieces of lace. See if I can get away with that when I finish. So I'm going to stop the tape for now, and when I finish it, I'll just do a real quick update on it and show you how I finished it off, and hopefully I'll get this covered with something pretty, maybe like that. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. Pretty much that's going to be the end of it, except for the finish. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Take care.